Hello, welcome to Arínzano. Here we are in a little parcel called Montico. Within most of the grapes are used for the elaboration of La Casona, but the highest part, just where we are right now, a few lines of vines actually go into the Gran Vino Tinto, 100% Tempranillo. It's about 30, 25-year-old vines. And now we are going to see these vines from closer. So here we have a very good example. This is probably 25, 30-year-old vine. You can see it for the thickness of the trunk. And there is a couple of important concepts when we talk about working in the vines for wine. Because if we want great quality of wine, we need great concentration of grapes. And we need a maximum flavor in our prime material. It's a little like cooking. The better the ingredient, the better the result. And to get a good result here, we need a couple of things. First, we need to understand the vines. This vine, as you see it, is pruned pretty short. And you have to imagine that the roots, they will extend approximately from 20 to 40 feet around the vine underground. Of course, depending on the possibility the soil is giving. If the soil is very compact, they will have less possibility of extension. If the soil is mobile, they're going to grow deeper. If the soil is deep, actually they will go vertically. If the soil is relatively thin, if the arable soil is relatively thin, they will extend horizontally. But the important thing is the root system of the vine is much bigger than what we can see here. And the purpose of growing vines for wine is actually to prune it short every year so the vine never grows. And as the roots develop, every year we are going to have a maximum of captation of nutrients from the soil, from the roots, that will go concentrating into the minimum volume of grapes. We prune it short, even though if I did not touch back this, we are in March, if I wouldn't touch back the vine, by October we would have approximately 10 kilos, let's say about 20 pounds, 18, 20 pounds of grapes on the vine. This is equivalent to 8 to 10 bottles of wine. Of course, when we are talking about our best wines, we want maximum concentration. And so what we're going to do is when the clusters get formed, which means beginning of summer, usually in July, we're going to remove an important part of the grapes on the vine. They would be still green without maturity, because most of their maturation would happen in the month of August and beginning of September. And so what is interesting is if we remove grapes at this moment, all the nutrients that come in the sap from the root are going, instead of distributing into many grapes, concentrate in a few, looking for, in the top wines, 1 to 2 clusters approximately. To give you a scale of values, we are moving in Gran Vino Tinto basically from the possible 18, 20 pounds of grapes, moving down to something that runs the 3 pounds, 2.5, 3 pounds of grapes per vine, which is more or less 1 bottle per vine. So it's so important, and it explains so much about the work you have behind the wine. Of course, if I take only 3 pounds per vine, only 1 bottle per vine, I'm producing 10 times less than what the vineyard potentially could produce. Of course, it's also a thing that would be reflected not only in the quality, but of course in the prices of the wines.